in our last session we understood about the data types of numeric data type and also about variable length. So in today's class we will start new chapter called data dictionary, the second chapter. Okay, so data dictionary, or in the short form it is also called as DDIC, or you can also say it as ABAP dictionary. Okay, so now what is the use of data dictionary? Okay, what we do, okay, what is the transaction code for data dictionary? Let's understand. So the transaction code DDIC is S11. Okay, so this is the transaction code S11. Okay, so using data dictionary you can create, change, or display DDIC objects. What are DDIC objects? It's nothing but tables, views, data types, or type group, or domain, search help, and lock object. Okay, so these are the DDIC objects. Okay, and there is also another transaction code called SE12, used to display, only used to display DDIC object, not to create or change any DDIC object, used to display the data dictionary objects. Okay, so now data dictionary, okay, is a central repository. It's a central or else let's say data dictionary describes and manages all the data definitions, used in system. Okay, so basically what we do in a data dictionary, we create the data definitions. That means, for example, if you want to create a table in the database, you will create the DDLs, kind of DDL or definition statement in the DDIC. So that statement or that DDIC object will generate the native SQL statement to create a database object in the database. Okay, so I will show you when we discuss about the tables, we will see how it happens. Okay, so here we create the definitions. Okay, only the data definitions we create. In the database it will create the objects. Okay, and also DDIC is seamlessly integrated with ABAP workbench. Okay, seamlessly integrated with ABAP workbench. So since it is integrated with ABAP workbench, whatever the objects that you create in DDIC, it is available within the system. In any program, anywhere you write program in SAP system, you should be able to access the data dictionary object. Okay, let's say for example, because of this you can also call it as a central repository. Okay, so DDIC is also called as central repository. Okay, it is also called as central repository. Okay, let's say for example, so you create any data dictionary objects. Okay, you create any data dictionary objects, let's say DDIC, like the objects are like tables, like I told you, views or data types or domain, right? So etc. Any object that you create in data dictionary, it is available everywhere in the system. Okay, let's say for example, if you are creating some program in SE38, okay, you can access the data dictionary object. If you are developing any function models, if you are creating function models using SE37, you can access the data dictionary objects. Okay, if you are creating any class, okay, you can still access the data dictionary objects. Okay, if you are using SE80 transaction code for creating some other objects or include programs or function model, whatever you want to do, you can do in SE80. If you are using SE80, you can access the data dictionary object. If you are enhancing any application, you can still access the data dictionary object, SE18 or SE19. If you are creating customer exit, you can access the applications or objects that you have created in the data dictionary. Okay, because DDIC is integrated with ABAP workbench, so that's why we call it as central repository. Anybody, any doubts on this? Are we clear, all of you? Hello guys, is this clear to you? Why we call it a central repository? Okay, so the next is DDIC also help us to create okay, let's say DDIC what to say. Okay, DDIC also help to create objects which are reusable. Okay, that means you can use them in multiple programs. You don't have to use once you create in data dictionary, you can use everywhere, at every place you can use it. That means reusable object. Let's say you want an object that can be used in SE38 also, in SE37 also. Okay, in that case you can create that object in the data dictionary and can be reused. You don't need to create here and also here. You don't need to put double effort. Once you create, it is available everywhere. That's when you also use the data dictionary transaction code. Okay, for example, what are those objects? Structure, or you want to create table type or data element or etc, like search help. If you want to, it's a search help can be used at all the places. Again, even all other objects also, let's say etc, lock objects if you want to. Okay, it helps you to create the reusable object so that the effort can be avoided, duplicate effort can be avoided, right? So data dictionary also describes the user defined data types. Okay, so still we have not seen what is user defined data types. I'll tell you when we start basic programming. Okay, so DDIC also helps also describes the user defined data types. Okay, we will also create user defined data types in the data dictionary. For example, okay, what are those user defined data objects? It's nothing but data element or structure or table type. and the table type. Okay, these are the user defined data types that you can create, and also let's say domain. Okay, so these are the user defined data types that you can create. User defined means, like I told you, if it is a predefined, which will be there already in the system, which is exist in the system already, SAP provided you already the data type. But if it is an user defined, that means we will be creating it in the system. It is not provided already, system don't know what it is, we'll be creating that on top of other data types. Okay, so those are user defined data types. We'll see that in the data dictionary chapter. Okay, it also helps to create the user defined data types. Okay, understood? Clear? Okay, so DDIC also describes the structure of database object. Structure of database object. What are the database objects that we create in DDIC? Tables, views, and index. Okay, so how this should be created in the database? Okay, the structure of the database object will be defined using DDIC. Okay, what happens, like when you activate DDIC object, okay, that means tables, views, or index. Okay, so what system will do, when you activate the DDIC object, okay, so it will automatically create those objects in the database. Okay, database. Okay, so DDIC is a concept of application layer. It's not the database object, it's a concept of application layer. This is where the DDIC exists, the data dictionary exists. It's not application layer. Let's say this is your presentation layer, right? And the last one is database layer. Okay, these three layers are different, right? Everyone remember? Do you remember three-tier architecture? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these are the three layers we have, right, in three different systems. So this is the application layer, and the last one is the database layer. This is the DB, right? So it is not concept of database, it is the concept of application layer. Okay, this is where the DDIC exists, in application layer. Okay, any object, that means the database object that you create in the data dictionary, that means in the application layer, it will generate the native SQL statement and send it to the database, and database will create corresponding object as per the native SQL that is been sent. Understood what is data dictionary, all of you? Are we clear on this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now interview question on this topic. So now the first object that we will see in the data dictionary is, let's see, we'll log into system. So let's go to S11. This is the transaction code for data dictionary, right? So today what we will do, before creating database tables, views or any other objects, let's understand about domain. Okay, what is domain? Very important. Before we start anything in data dictionary, you should be aware about domain, and then other one is data element. I will show you that in the next class. Okay, let's understand about domain in today's session. Okay, so what is domain now? PowerPoint is not responding properly. Okay, domain provides technical properties to data element. Okay, so domain provides technical properties to the data element. Okay, domain provides technical properties to the data elements. So what are technical properties? It's nothing but data type plus data length. What is data type? What are data types? Who will tell me? What is data type? What it will do? Two classes, right?
Type of data you want to enter.
So, sorry?
So types of data you want to enter.
Anybody? What data types? What are data types? What they will do? Hello? No one?
Data object.
Yes, I should.
Which type of data?
Used to supply technical attributes.
Very good. So data types supplies the technical attributes, right? What is technical attribute now? It's nothing but again data type and data length, right? So domain is also same. It also supplies the technical properties. Why it supply technical properties? Because mainly we are going to use type and length here. Okay, so not only this technical property, it also provides some more technical properties like sign, and then case sensitive, or value range, and one more important is conversion routine. Okay, so these are the technical properties the domain supplies to the data element. Okay, so mainly data type provides the properties that we discussed. All these properties we discussed in the last class. That's what data type provides, and also some more additional properties this. Okay, so let's see how to create the domain in SAP system. Okay, so let's say I'll just create a domain for maybe Z sales order number batch 20, something like this. I'll just create. Okay, so you can put any name, you put your name also, it works, but the important thing is whatever we create in SAP, it should start either with Y or Z, right? This is must. So after that, whatever you put, it's okay, completely fine. Okay, I'll just use like some shortcut name like sales order number batch 20. Okay, I don't want to create the student table, employee table. We are not still kids, we are not in college, so we will make something real time, right? So which is more relevant for our work rather going with employee table like college students. So let's make it as sales order number. Okay, batch 20. I'll just use an additional prefix to it, sorry, postfix, right? Yeah, and then say create. After that, this is the screen that you will see, and you can provide the short description. You see whatever you see here like star, okay, that means mandatory. Without entering that fields, you see, you cannot do anything, even you cannot go back. See, without entering any of these fields you cannot do anything. These fields are mandatory, you must enter those fields. Let's provide short description. Okay, so let's say sales order number. Okay, sales order number, that is the description, and you can see the data types. There are so many data types available in the data dictionary, but you don't have to worry much. All these data types are built on top of the predefined data types which is already exist. Okay, even these data types are provided by SAP, don't have to worry too much on this. So in our case, you can select sales order number, maybe character or whatever. You see here there are so many options, characters. Okay, if you select character and some length, I'll just enter it as 10 and I click enter. Yeah, so just save, and it is also asking for the package. The package that we created is SAP ABAP batch 20, and whenever I save object in the package, it will also ask for the transport request. The transport request is ABAP B20, right? So let's save this object in the package. So now you see I entered 10 and I clicked on enter. So it also taken the output length as 10. That means whatever the data that will be stored in the database tables or even in variable, the same length will also be used as output. Okay, since it is a character data types. So let's say what I will do, I'll just go and select data type as a decimal, and I'll say here 30 maybe, and I click enter. You see it is adding an additional 4 characters to the output length, and also here some decimal places. Out of 13 I want 3 as decimal place. You see, system also adding output length as 17. What is the meaning of it? If you try to store some numbers 13 digits, so what happens? Internally it will not add any commas or separators, but if whenever it should display to the user, the system should display by adding some additional characters, right? So let's say for example, if you are trying to store 10 numbers with 3 decimal place, I don't know, system is too slow today. Taking lots of time. So let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, sorry 10, and 1 2 3 13. So if you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17, actually system did not consider this full stop. That's why the 13 characters are available. Okay, sorry, out of 13, so that's why system has taken it as 17 here, because earlier I have not told the system that consider the decimal place, right? So let's check for an error. No errors. Anyways, that's fine. Understood, guys, why it has taken it as 17? What is output length? Maybe whenever system stores in the database table or wherever in a variable, it will not add this extra commas, but while displaying the data to the user, the system should consider, right? System should consider these separators, right guys, to make it more readable. So that is what output length. Are we clear? Let me take simple example if you are still not clear. So let's say for an example, how SAP stores date internally. Who will tell me?
Year, month,
Year,
and
month
date.
and date, right? So let's say 2022 and 09 and 14, right? Whenever it is displayed to the user, system cannot display in the same way, right? It has to convert as per the user format. That means it should add an additional characters, like let's say 2022, if user wants to see in the same format and separated by slash, or maybe he want to separate the date by full stop, like this, right? There are two additional characters are added while displaying, that is either slash or either dot, right? This is the output data which is displayed to the user. This is the data that is stored in the database, right? While storing, you don't have to store the additional characters, but at least while displaying it to the user, it should convert it to the proper format, right? To convert it to the proper format, you need a memory. If you want to display or something for conversion, you need a memory, right? So that is what output length. Understood or not now? Why output length is taking extra?
Yes,
This
sir.
is
Yes,
clear
sir.
now. See, whenever SAP stores the date internally, it stores it as 8, but while displaying it has to add additional characters, that is length is 2. So whenever you select the decimal data type, you can also provide the decimals, but now it is a DAT, so you cannot provide any. So even in our case, the sale order number, I'll just go with the character data type. Okay, so you see it is asking me to provide the length, at least I'll say 10. So the output length will be 10, no additional characters. Whatever is been stored in the database, the same will be displayed to the user too. Okay, so the next one is conversion routine. Okay, so what is conversion routine now? It's very important, guys, interview question also, remember. Conversion routines are function models. Okay, so conversion routines are basically function models. They will convert the data from internal storage format to external display format, and and vice versa. Okay, and vice versa. Conversion routines are function models. They will convert the data from internal storage format to external display format, and vice versa. So if you see in the database tables, what happens, like let me show you. If I go to SE16N, and if I take any database table, let's say take sales order database table, okay, and there is a column called VBLN, that is sales document number. If you see, there are no zeros here. Actually the system is not storing like this, but while displaying, it is displaying like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So just a number, but whenever it stores the data internally, okay, what system does, it also adds an additional zeros. I'll just select this and show you. Now you see, without conversion routine, while storing the data in the database, it stores an additional extra characters like this, zeros, right? So this is what conversion routine will do. It will convert the data from, or it will store the data in this format, but while displaying it to the user, it will not display the additional zeros, it will be removed. Okay, so this is handled by conversion routine. Understood or not? Okay, let's say for example,
Yes, sir.
external display format. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is how it stores or display the data in the system,
Wha- Yeah. So,
but while storing
hello.
it will, if it is a 10 character, if the length is 10, and another zeros, 4 zeros will be added while storing it. Yeah, please.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Hello. Yeah, sir. Actually, sir,
Yeah, yeah.
one thing, sir. When you are doing on means screen, please means guide us means we click on this button and we can show this means that's why.
You see, whenever SAP display the data, it displays in this format, but while storing the data in the tables, it stores in this format. Okay, this is internal storage format. Internal storage format, and then also external display format. Okay, internal storage format and then external display format, and also vice versa, even from internal storage format to again external display format. This is what conversion routine will do. Are we clear? Understood what conversion routine will do?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this is what
So
yeah, please.
that conversion routine it's for only numeric data type,
No,
right?
not
Not
for
for character data
not
type.
like that. It is character data type. You can use it for everywhere wherever you need the conversion. It's not only
Okay.
for numeric data types. Okay, so I'll also show you for an example. If you consider the order type, this is the sales order type, right? So let me go back and show you which column it is. AUART is the sales document type. If I double click inside, if I go inside the domain, there is a conversion routine, AUART.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens here, input, these are the two function models. One is input and other one is output. Input is used to convert the data from display format, that is OR. This is how the data will be displayed if you log in as an English user, but in Germany OR is something different for them. Okay, so they want to see in Germany like TA means OR for them, right? So this
Okay.
kind of conversions also happen. This is for us in our language in English, but in Germany this is TA. This kind of conversions, this is how the data actually will be stored in a German language in the database, but while converting or while displaying the data, it will display as per the languages user logged in. If he logged in English, it will display like OR. If he logged in Germany, then it will display for him as TA. Understood?
Okay, sir.
So these are the function models that will be there behind the scene for convert excuse me, for converting the data from input to output and output to input. Okay, so remember, and let's come back. I'll also use the conversion routine, maybe alpha, this is the standard one. And if it is a decimal data type, you can also select whenever you store the data in the database table, you want to store with a negative sign or not. Okay, You can also select the checkbox negative. Okay, and case sensitive is like what happens basically in maybe in your system, since if you are using the lower version, that is 7.4, you may not see it as a case sensitive. You may see the description of this checkbox as a lowercase. Okay, but since I'm using the latest server, it is changed. The description of the checkbox has been changed. It is more meaningful now compared to the old description. It's a lowercase. Okay, it's case sensitive in the system, but in your case you may see lowercase. So what it is going to do? Okay, so what happens, guys, in a character data type? Okay, whenever you try to store any alphabets, if it is a character data type, let's say you want to store an alphabets or any name. Okay, maybe if you can observe here, StacksKSQ, S is caps and Q is caps, other letters are small. Okay, so when you try to store this type of data, the alphabets, when what happens, like system automatically converts the data to the uppercase. That's how the character data types behaves. Okay, it converts the complete data to the uppercase. Okay, if you want to store the data as it is, however you enter in the input field, the same way you want to store the data, in that case you have to select the checkbox, either lowercase in your system or uppercase in my system. Sorry, case sensitive in my system. Okay, so you have to select the checkbox. Understood? What is the use of lowercase? Very simple. If you want to store the data exactly as user entered in the input field, so then you have to select the checkbox called case sensitive or lowercase in your system. Understood? Are we clear, guys? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a character data type, right? It can accept alphabets, numbers, or it can also store the special characters. Let me show you. So just to show you an example, I'll just take a table MAKT. There are two columns actually here. One is MAKTX. If I go inside the domain, so for this the checkbox is selected, case sensitive. Okay, if I go inside and domain MAKTG, for this the checkbox is not selected. You see, it's not selected. When you observe the data that is stored in the database table, you will see the difference. Now you see here both uppercase and lower cases are stored, but here everything is uppercase. If you don't select the checkbox, this is how it happens. This is how the data will be stored in the database. If you select checkbox in whatever the format that you enter, in uppercase or lowercase, both mix, the data will be stored as it is. Understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir, is it mandatory? Hello,
yeah,
sir.
please.
Sir, is it mandatory to, in case of a conversion routine,
It depends
during
on the
conversion from
requirement, like depends.
no, is it mandatory? No, sir. In case of by converting internal to external or external to internal, is it mandatory to replace by 4 zeros or 5 zeros or any
No,
number
you're
of
not going
zeros?
to do that. Your conversion routine function model will do that.
To some restricted zeros or
Let's say you have 10
uh,
characters, right?
yes,
So 10 characters, but you are storing only 4 numbers. In that case, how many zeros the system should add to match it to 10 characters?
8.
8 zeros, sorry, 6 zeros. Understood?
Yes,
Right? That's how it will do.
yes, yes.
If you are storing only one number, in that case system should add 9 zeros, right, to match it to 10 characters.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now sign. If you want to store negative assign in the database tables while storing values, then you can select sign checkbox. Okay, next one is case sensitive, or in the old system it is lowercase. Okay, so when you, okay, let's say you want to store alphabets in upper and lower case. Then you can select this checkbox, right? So, and then one more tab, value range. So here maybe I'll just provide some values. Six, seven, let's say 100, 200, 300. I'll tell you what it is, but not now. Later we will understand. So basically it is used to restrict the input values. Okay, so we will see that. I'll just provide here 500 to 600. Okay, some limits. We'll see more about this. It is mainly used to restrict the input values. Okay, that's what the main purpose of it. We will see. Let me also write it. I'll show you after creating the table. It is used to restrict the input values of table. So let's say for example you define an gender column. How many types of gender you can have? What can be the possible values in gender column? Any of you? Male, female or transgender? Only 3, right? User should be able
Yes.
to enter only 3 values, not other than the 3 values, right? You don't want to allow them to enter any value that is not there, not at all available, right guys? Yes or no, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to do that kind of restriction, then you can use this value range. Okay, so fixed values maybe you can use. If you want to provide, let's say you have a column where you only have to provide value, allow them to enter values from 1 to 100, not more than that. You want to restrict. In that case, you can use intervals. Value tables we'll see when we discuss about foreign key relationship. Okay, so save the object, save the domain, and after that activation is very much important. If you don't activate, you won't be able to use it in a data element. Okay, you must have to activate it. So anybody, any doubts so far? Are we clear till now?
Yeah. So Rajni, so like this, you need to create the each and every field, right? Based on the requirement.
Correct. I'll give you assignment now. What is conversion routine? So what is value range? Don't worry, we will cover it later. What is the use of case sensitive checkbox? This question is rare, but some people will ask. Depends on how depth they take the interview. Okay, but remember it. And so these are the questions that you may get on this. Conversion routine is very important, And what is domain? What is difference between domain and data element, they will ask. We will keep that in the next session. So these are the questions. Now let's give some assignment. Please complete assignment, guys, very much important. Create domain and also data element. Data element you create tomorrow after the tomorrow's class, but today you create this. Okay, I want the domain for sales order number. Okay, and this should be a character data type and the length should be 10. Okay, so and then sales order type, this should be character and then 4. Since I'm doing sale order, let's do one thing. Will you make it purchase order? Purchase order type. Okay, then purchase doc category, character 2, and net price, this is CURR 13 and 3 decimal places. Okay, and then currency key.
So I'm disconnecting, sir, from going to office.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, I'm disconnecting, sir, for to go to my office, sir. Okay.
So this is what
Thank
you
you,
have to complete, guys. This is the assignment that you have to complete before tomorrow's class. Okay, assignments are mandatory, please complete, otherwise it will become difficult for you in future to understand the sessions. Okay, so this is what you have to do. And what I also want you to do, please prepare steps document for one domain and also data element. Okay, data element you do it tomorrow. Okay, how to create a domain, the steps in a detailed way. How to create data element, steps in a detail. So this is what the assignment that you have to complete and also upload in the drive.
So Rajat, currency you have given the 5-digit, right? But currency always 3-digit, right? Still we have in the SAP.
Yeah, but it's 5 actually. Let's see. It's 5.
Oh, okay. But in the SAP PC, the values you can always see that 3-digit, right? INR, USD,
Correct,
and
but
the,
1 minute.